Hello, we are back for another Spider-Man double draft. This time we're doing traditional. And we have blue-white cards that we should probably pick here. Make a solid flyer deck here. But I do like Laszlo quite a bit. He has quite some upside. He enables attacks, and if I'm in a Mayhem deck, we're often using that treasure to come out with an aggressive start. So I will pick up Laszlo here. I don't see another good Mayhem card to go with him. Scorvus and Banemark Leonin are playable death touches, but more for stabilizing defensively on the ground than going aggressive. So we'll take Laszlo and we'll take Mothwing Shroud. I think they're just the two best cards, even though they don't typically go together. Red-white is not really an archetype. We'll see what wheels here. Maybe a blue card. And we drop red. There's the pigeon. And there's Unstable Experiment if we are going to be the blue-white deck. The rest of this is not too interesting. We could try and lean into Mayhem and play Kivney and Common Crook, but even in Mayhem, I'm not thrilled with Kivney. Just feels like by the time you actually have the chance to pay him for Mayhem, he's still only a 2 toughness creature. If you play him regularly, like you can't play him on 2 and make him a 3/2, because then you can't afford the actual Mayhem of the card you discarded. So it's a long way of saying I think we'll take Pigeon and Unstable Experiment here and lean more towards blue-white than red-black. All right. It's getting a little messy. So if we had been red-black, we would have had kind of all playables so far. Cameron Ferric is okay in the Mayhem deck. Common Crook is, like I said, helpful because he creates treasures for it, but Leyline Weaver is the strongest card here, and Hide and Mundanity is removal, which we need. Pigeon's still pretty good in green-white. It's not just good in blue-white. So there's Razorkin. That's the best card now. Question is, what do we pair it with? A Visions? I feel like we've let too much red-black wheel, but here's the Leonin and the Kitten. We'll take another Hide and Mundanity. There's Kidney and Shock. So Mayhem is still a possibility. Maybe with a blue splash treasures. But the Common Crooks were both picked up. Stitcher's Wing is best in Mayhem. We'll actually probably pass it here in favor of powerful green cards. Terrific. Team Up is terrific. And Zan is alright. He does help us ramp. Maybe Hide and Mundanity is better. How much green do we have? Really just Leyline Weaver. But Crime Scene Instructor is not something I want to particularly go out of my way for, nor is Phantasmal Vision. We'll take the green cards and see if Hide and Mundanity wheels again. It did last pack. This is already looking like a bit of a mess. Oh my goodness. Sarn is more a green-white card than a blue-white card, but we could end up playing Simic at this point. I'm going to cut the red, the black, kind of plan out what our deck would look like in Simic. Okay. Green, white, blue. I mean, our removal pile would look solid. Nil, unfortunately, is the best card here. We'll take a Pigeon and a Ref. Perilous Lunge is just not what we're looking for with removal. It's expensive, it's awkward if we don't have big enough creatures, and it's sorcery speed. Another Zan. I think a Data Scrubber is better than Alley Workers here in case we end up not playing blue, and we can connive onto the pigeons. Plus, in best of 3, we could potentially bring this in if the opponent has graveyard value that we need to exile. So I'll put it in the graveyard for now. Pre-Strider Aces is playable. The Vision Wield. So we'll put it over here. If we splash blue in our green-white main, the Vision is not going to be something we play for. We'll take a Temple Trap just in case we play it. And what is this? I've never seen this before. Mythic Rare. Opposition. That seems like a 3-mana 3/2 flash in draft. That looks like more of a standard set card. How often in draft are opponents actually going to be searching their decks? So Clutter Cluster is a pick here. Is it Costume Closet? Chosen by Valgavoth. It's not great. Could we splash for Qoneus? This might be wrong. Maybe we take Costume Closet here, but we're going to be in webbing in green-white. So Costume Closet is, in my mind, a blue-white card. Citizen is definitely something we'll pick up. We need more 2-drops. Good in web target if you can get it tapped. And I think I would rather a Prince Ref here than an Arachnologist. Five spiders. We'll be skipping turn 3, maybe some of the time, with a Leyline Weaver. And that's one of the 2-drops we were talking about needing. We'll grab Darvalfer and Web. We're not crazy about it here, but we'll make the deck. Pastry and Crime Scene Instructor are likely both going to make the deck, to be honest. Now it's looking like it's pretty green-white main, splashing blue and black just for removal. If we end up with enough removal, we might not even need to splash blue, but what are our sources looking like? Zan can fetch an island or a swamp. So that's 2 right there. And that's it. So maybe, honestly, we don't even splash Qoneus. Another data scrubber. Okay. I don't feel like this deck really got there. What does it look like if we put a removal in a pile? Or do like Sarn push two pigeons? Interaction. What are we playing if we're cutting a Qoneus or hiding Mundanity? A temple trap without red mana. Maybe a data scrubber. So let's splash both. Do we actually? Hiding Mundanity is not ideal. It leaves the body on the board. So let's throw a grow extra arms in here. I think we accidentally cut one of our green removal spells, right? One, two, three, four. Hard removal. One interaction spell. Now let's look at the mana. So, want at least 9 green. 9, 10, 17, 18 lands. Then we'll want kind of 8 plains. It's probably better to go 8-8. Got this island, and then do we want Pigeon to definitely come out turn 1 more, or to guarantee we hit Zan to fetch the other colors? Sixteen, 17. Data scrubber and temple trap. All right, let's call that a deck. Okay, found a mesh. Keep it. Got lucky with the plains there. And we will almost definitely be in webbing Zan before Darval. Alright, let's go fetch that swing. Alternatively, we could get a plains and use those to either play out pastry and crime scene instructor. Ah, there's Qoneus. And Darval. Okay, so we could smack here and web for 1. 1, 2, 3. Is it just better to play creatures as is? One, two, three, 1, 2. We'll attack first. We can web this for 1, then we'll have 4 mana left over. And won't be able to. Let's go with Beatdown. Benefit to webbing Zane back there is we can get a swamp and then exile something with Qoneus. But the opponent hasn't played anything besides a Spider Coach so far, so we could put a pastry counter on Crime Scene Instructor and then attack with 10 power next turn. See, he has removal. We'll still draw a card if he tries to blow up Crime Scene Instructor in response to the pastry, putting a counter on it. Close up Zan. Now we have Qoneus awkwardly sitting in our hand. We have, let's see, I believe one more Zan that could go fetch him. A swamp we could draw straight up. And that's about it, honestly. Too many lands. And you know the deck is bad when you can't beat a turn 4 Spider Coach into turn 5 Kafan. We still could potentially get to a point where we punch through. We have pigeons that fly, and that +4/+4 grow extra arms combat trick. But it's gonna be hard to catch up on board, at least on the ground. Zan, I believe, is a spider, so he'll make Spider Coach larger. Another lane is not what we wanted to see. And either he has lovely, was it Lively Leap? To give +2/+2 flying and gain some life, which would be tragic for us. Or he's just holding up instant reaction speed crew of Spider Coach. Chizak. If we do get a swap here, 1 in 25, we actually have enough mana to pay for the ward. It's an easy block. Definitely the crime scene instructor, and then I guess we want to get the ref to 3 power, so we'll play that out. So we can make a 6/7, actually block his Chizak here. This will also shrink the Spider Coach. Fight spell will still be enough to take out the ref. Assuming it's Perilous Lunge, I guess there's also the +1/0 fight spell, where he would trade. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Data Scrubber. We'll toss a land here. We'll exile his Zan. Here we'll probably use Mothwing Shroud on the Chizak, but at this point in time it doesn't enable any attacks. You can still double block with Kafan and Zahn. Ooh, okay. Well, terrific team up gives us the ability to make something happen. Let's begin Mothwing Shroud. So we'll spend 2 mana on this. We have 6 left over, 4, and we'll have exactly enough mana to terrific team up his Jizak if it somehow lives Mothwing Shroud. Like if he has a Spectacular Tactics, you can put 1/1 and counters on this guy. A Demi, that's another way to protect it. Alright, I think we still do let it happen. Get a shot at in response, but we want to use terrific team up in combat. Try and blow him out. He could either double or triple block our ref. If he double blocks, we get him. If he triple blocks, then we're still trading. Okay, King of the Cold Blood Curse. Can he turn his Spider Coach into a 4/4? Okay, so that's just a 1 toughness upgrade for Zahn. But that is an extra 5/6 worth of power toughness on the board. Okay, we actually want like a pigeon here, if possible. We have 2 of them in the deck, 20 cards left. And Leyline Weaver will let us enweb our creatures, just like supportive parents will let him enweb if he has it, without attacking. Okay, speaking of enwebbing without attacking, I think now is a good opportunity to slam the Clutter Cluster down. Let's tap for green mana. Do we have any other way to tap our creatures? No, just attacking. So, I guess if we don't need these creatures yet, we can pass and look to maybe enweb a pigeon back or something else for more value. We also have Sarn that we could get out. Basil, okay. Gonna take a lot of damage from Spider Coach here, I think. So he has... Oh, actually still just Zan and Jizak to pump it to a 5/5. So, in case this shrinks the Spider Coach, a terrific team up here. What do we want to pump? So, he has... We want to pump Darval. So we can trade with Kafan. And then Data Scrubber. Can we attack back with the ref? Not well. 3-6. He has nothing to pump, so we'll get Data Scrubber. We'll shoot Chizak here. And the best double block is either the king or Kafan. So we'll have 2 creatures left. We'll have 4 attackers. 2 will get through. We'll do 4 damage. I think a double block is still correct here. 4-3. No, because he'll eat that. But if we do this, he'll also eat that. 5. So 5, 10, 13. I think we just take 13 here. Strider aces we can still play, and send Clutter Cluster back. So he's going to need to chump this. He'll chump with the 3-3. And then I think the rest have to chill. Then he'll eat Darval with a 4-4. And web back. Gain some life. But he has trample. Now we've set ourselves up pretty good for next turn. We'll have 7 attackers to his 4 blockers. If we draw removal, that may be enough. We do. Okay. So I would at least like him replaying King of the Cold Blood Curse. So this is going to be Kafan that we remove. And we're going to take Zahn from our library and put him back in our hand. So if that's the case, we have 7 attackers to his 3 blockers. 4 get through. 4 times 2 is 8. He should be dead here, unless he has something. And we'll give the Prince Ref vigilance and first strike. Yep, Darval makes sense. That's the most damage. And now a bunch of 2 power creatures. I would eat Free Strider Aces. Okay, we actually pushed through. Reminder that the deck is not great for multiple reasons. Power level is not there. Removal is not there, and the mana is inconsistent. But I don't think there's much we can do about it, to be honest. Maybe there's a red-green package we could run, honestly. Is there too much white? Razorkin. So cow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then keep these guys. Keep it as is. This is a mulligan. This would be great if we had just one more planes instead of like a temple trap or a ref or a Sarn. Okay, all our colors. He has a pick in turn 1. Guess we could pop that for life gain right now. Probably it's going to make sense to do so. Up to 1 target creature. I guess we'll pass here. We'll have a turn 4 where maybe we are popping the pastry for a counter and slamming down Darval. So I guess let's start with Darval. Next turn probably play Free Strider Aces plus counter on Darval. You shouldn't have removal in this color combo, at least at instant speed. Shock will be too little to kill the X3, and the Spectacular Tactics won't be able to target Darval because 3 power is 1 less than the 4 it needs to target. The only thing I could think of, I guess, is sorcery speed stuff. Okay. Opponent's still missing lands. We need it with this kind of deck, honestly. Let's play out a Free Strider Aces. Even though this does make him a target, put the... Actually, we don't need to do that, because it makes it a target, Spectacular Tactics. I'm going to put the counter on Free Strider Aces, actually. We can also see if he has the destroy target attacking or blocking creature. Ooh, so we actually get punished here for playing out like that. But that is the first time we've seen Lively Leap from the opponent. Keep that in mind for the future. Give ourselves Vigilance and First Strike here. If he does have something, we have to team up, but we're most likely just going to pass here. I don't think Pigeon or Basil are potent enough threats to warrant using Mothwing Shroud or Terrific Team Up at this point. Okay, so this may seem weird, but we're not going to give ourselves First Strike. I would say oops, but that's, yeah, too much, I think. Oh, we can't actually in web, can we? We can't, so that was kind of a waste, and we'll take damage back here potentially. Whoopsie daisy, as they say. Okay, Basil is tapping out. We do have Connive, so we'll keep a land in hand. There's the green. Okay. Now I assume he'll be able to play out a lot more of his hand. Got a clutter cluster of his own. I think he was noodling hard to consider whether he's going to web it or not. All right, now we would like to unweb our clutter cluster. With the pigeon, but he'll probably block our pigeon with his pigeon this turn. us both through. It's kind of the ideal scenario for us. One web, get a food token, and then play the pigeon again. Keeping the land in hand for the data scrubber's connive ability if we draw it. Maybe he has outstanding citizens, and that explains why he doesn't attack with the pigeon, but also doesn't block with it. I think we do actually remove the 2/3 here and enable an attack with all our 2-power creatures. There's a lot of mana open, 3 colors, but if he has something here, we can still terrific team up. He does not, so I think we just swing out here, right? Even if he blocks too, this is... gonna be too much. We probably should put it on a 2/1 spider. So I think this is actually gonna get around Wisecrack. This is gonna be pretty funny. 3, 5, 7. Yep. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's the other way around. Pumps. That was silly. 3, 5, 7. We'll still do it. We'll still get lethal, but that did not do what we thought it would do. So we need our toughness to be greater than our power. Just 5 Wisecrack, not the other way around. Okay. We'll be back when we find another match. Okay, we are back, and we are on the draw. Let's keep it. Bunch removal in the ref, so not a great start. Blue, black. Okay, we'll slam down 3 Strider Aces and have a blocker for the Enforcers. I think it's actually the Free Strider Aces here again. Do not want to spend a Mothman Shroud. Moving just a 2 or 1 power creature. And it will give us a target for Principal Referee next turn. If he removes Aces again, and smacks for 5, so be it. Okay. Mills a counter spell. And And he's pausing like he has an instant speed trick. Probably the draw and connive spell. I guess we can attack here and hope something good happens. No, we only have 2 power. I guess 3 power will be enough to first strike kill Scorvus. And we can target like Merciless Enforcers, but if he double blocks, it ends up being so awkward for us. So let's just slam down the ref for now. Make 2, 3, 4. I'm putting him on the connive and draw, so I guess we'll take the 3 here. Next turn we'll have terrific play in response. We actually let it tap green, which seems like a mistake. I guess we're not playing both of these in the same turn anyways. We'll pass here, see what he does. If he pings us, then we could kill the Scorvus now. I think I would rather wait until we're in combat and let him flinch first. I'm happy enough trading our principal referee for his Scorvus if he chooses to attack here. I think here we do mill. How we do shoot him pre-damage. Otherwise the air clock I think is going to be too short. You'd need a combination of like snatchback and the drawn connive to really punish us here, I think. through. There goes Ozor. Pretty glad he's not drawing that. I guess we'll keep the force in hand for a potential data scrub or connive. And we can attack for 3 here. Guess we can also attack with the aces. Is that greedy? Here, I think we do have to slow down his damage, so we'll take away the vision. You can still poke us with the Merciless Enforcers, but if he's doing that, he's spending 4 mana without developing the board, likely. But I think just too quickly we will die if we let him continue poking us for 1, and then we'll get into a state with Cavero. Copying Merciless Enforcers or Merciless Enforcers, where you can just ping us to death. So he does have hexproof, so we'll probably have to use Grow Extra Arms in combat to take out Cabero. I do not believe there's anything he could have for just black and a colorless pip to get us here with Ref, even if he has Scorpion Sting. We're still in an okay spot. So if he attacks as a 5/5 from the drawn connive, we have a 6/7. The way combat is done now, I think he'll take a creature even if we grow extra arms. So we'll let him flinch first. He does Scorpion Sting, so this is actually kind of ideal for us, I think. I don't think there's any way we can let him order blockers and then trade. Okay. And this is actually a case where we want to not have the vigilance. And it would have looked suspicious otherwise if we didn't give him first strike vigilance. So slam down the ref. if we actually want to return mana value 2 or less, we can't. So make our big boys, gain some life, and draw a turn. Draw for turn. Well, I guess not for turn, draw for Sarn's triggered effect, because we played 2 creatures this turn. Now we have 2 5-mana removal spells. The Zine is going to copy Merciless. And it's going to copy Artier, right? But we have pretty good ETB effects. I guess he figures we can't attack well, but we will after we play Temple Trap. Ooh, or maybe not. We'll probably just be slamming Sarn down with another creature. Another land. Okay, so Sarn, actually, I want to save until we have another creature to play the same turn as him. That means we need to, unfortunately, target the Banemark Leonin. And once again, I'm happy that he has milled that creature card instead of playing it. I mean, it wasn't up to him, but Watcher and Rishi are definitely scary. Rishi's actually out of Temple Trap range, so do we attack here? You could double block, but in web is so much more value, and he knows that, so I think he will block with the 2/2/2s. I think we play Sarn, slam the Clutter Cluster, and are happy with our 2 life in our card. Another land. He will double ping us each turn now. It's a nice draw to see. We could hold up till we have another creature, but I think it's probably best to see if we just draw something here. If he double blocks, that could still potentially clear the way for our other creatures to attack. Clutter, Cluster, and Sarn, so. Okay, we're looking for a situation where maybe we draw one of our Zans. Yuck. And we can web back our Clutter Cluster. will certainly trade our Gallant Citizen for his Merciless Enforcers here. Okay, that's scary. Believe it or not, we actually swing with Sarn as well. Here we'll web with our ball. And web with Clutter Cluster, and then play Sarn back out. Will give us reach blockers for his flyers, gain us life off the Clutter Cluster, and gain us life and draw a card off Sarn. All right. Still doable. We need him to kind of not top deck anything. He has so many, creatures that would have bodied us that he just happened to mill. Watcher on the Road, Ozor, Rishi. Now we have a pigeon to get back into it. I don't think we play Zan out. I think we actually wait for him to attack with Ozor. Well, actually, if we slam, we'll draw and gain life this turn. So let's do that. We'll be able to fetch our swamp as well. Pass here. So he has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Still will only be able to double ping. So we outgain the damage he does with pinging each turn if he has nothing to play. We would have loved to and web Clutter Cluster back to hand, but he would just eat Clutter Cluster with Merciless Enforcers and eat Sarn with Ozor. Okay, another pigeon will actually speed up the clock. But I think I'll hold it in our hand for now to try and draw a card and gain some life off Sarn by slamming it in the same turn as another creature. Or we play it now with Qoneus. Remove his Merciless Enforcers so that he can't ping us. And slam the pigeon. Let's get, I guess, the Principal Ref. Ping before he goes. Okay, out of spite. Let's throw down this pigeon. And we only have one connive, so might as well play that land. Yep, there's a Data Scrubber that'll connive away our planes. And we have 10 cards. We'll actually mill before he will. That's a pretty good card. I assume he has lands in hand to toss away, so he's basically fine. He does pitch land. And I guess we can see what we draw first with Data Scrubber. Let's get rid of Rishi. So Watcher on the Road, I guess. Ozor. Now it's just going to be swing team. 3, 5, 8, 12. He lives at 1. And I think it is actually destroying our Zan. We're destroying our Zan so that we get Clutter Cluster back in hand. Need to be careful to not mill, but just in case he has Villainous Wrath, we can do what? I guess we can't Clutter Cluster back out. Okay. I guess we have more resources. Do we have more resources? Yeah, because we drew and gained life. Wow. We just barely live. So can we not swing out? So we can't swing with Qoneus. Give back Merciless Enforcers. Well, we can swing with the pigeons. And I think that's all we want to swing with. Let's play the Principal Ref first, though. This may actually be correct. Attack with both pigeons. Play Crime Scene Instructor. And pass. Gotta be careful about milling ourselves. If he attacks with Luis here, he's dead. I assume he'll just sit back and chill. He'll go to 17, but we'll block with the Crime Scene Instructor and attack back for 4, 8, 10, 12, 16, 19, 22. So unless you could also remove 5 power from board. We're also wearing down his timer, which is good, because our deck is just absolute garbage. I will take a timer victory, if necessary. So Qoneus doesn't die. He doesn't get his Merciless Enforcers back. It's a lot of lifelink. I guess Villainous Wrath would just kill us. We have so many creatures. Okay, so He's just dead, right? 6, 10, 13, 15. So Rishi is a big old problem. He just has a much better deck than we have, and I don't know that we have any sideboarding capabilities to deal with that. Maybe another data scrubber for more exile. He has Cavero. What do we even cut? We're really only denying Cavero. He doesn't have any Prison Break that we've seen. Saw almost all his deck. No Tethix. So let's actually cut that extra data scrubber. Play it as is. This is a keep for sure. Mulligan, love to see that. We will attack here. If he haps out, threaten grow extra arms so we can web Zahn. He has mana open though, so it looks like we may have to chill. Even if he removes our creature, yeah, I believe we still draw. Watcher on the road. Okay, that is a good target for Mothling Shroud. It is not mana efficient, but I believe we just need to remove on-site Watcher on the road. Cannot conjure up. A combat scenario where we get to use Terrific Team Up or something, like grow extra arm for things to go well. He just blocks with his tokens. I think 100% of the time there. Robotics Mastery is definitely scary. He has a 3/5 vigilant flyer and has us on a 3-turn Airclaw. What we'll do here is we'll 1, 2, 3, 4 see a spider. We will attack with the gallant citizen. Web. Back to our hand. We got planes is more important to get Sarn and maybe a Mothwing Shroud at this turn than in the swamp. We can also just terrific team up his Phantasmal Vision this turn. And slow his air clock way down. Now it's 8 turns instead of 3. Okay, he does get to sting us. There is the swamp. Let's see. Can we slam down Sarn and the citizen? Yes, we can. Looks like no counter spell, so we'll play Swamp plus Sarn. I know we have Data Scrubber for Connive, but I'm going to be drawing cards here, and I assume some of them will be lands that we can connive away later. It's probably better just to vomit lands out as quickly as possible now. And now we're actually in a good position timer-wise and game-wise. I guess he can copy his Vigilant Flyer as a 4/4, and that's bad. But we have another Mothwing Shroud there and can try to use Grow Extra Arms. I mean, I doubt it goes down like this, but he'll block Sarn, right? 4, 6, 7. And webbing with Clutter Cluster and Grow Extra Arms here is going to be sweet. Alright, no combat, so we'll just web Clutter Cluster. And Citizen. Make a billion. Make reach creatures, gain life again, draw a card again. Nice. We could have held up the Gallant Citizen for Sarn's effect, but I think it's going to be better to just play out as quickly as possible. Yeah, if he ends up removing the Sarn, then we end up not using our mana as efficiently as possible. And he actually doesn't attack with Cavero, so we won't block. Take 2. Qoneus is going to let us get in. Lag there. He doesn't have counterspell mana because the Ridgeline is colorless. We'll get rid of Pharaoh as well as bring back Sarn. We'll tuck both these under Qoneus, and I think last time he played a non-destroy removal spell, so they just were exiled. He's already spent his Damning Caress, so that could potentially come out. We did not see the Hexproof trick. I wonder if that's something he sideboarded in when he saw how much removal we had. 9 damage. So we currently have 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7, 11. We could do 13 damage. We didn't see a Villainous Wrath, at least in like all but the last 6 cards in the deck. So we can make reach creatures large enough to block his flyers without trading. Okay. We got very lucky match 1 and then lined up some outstanding turns game 2. I think the deck is still a 2-1 kind of deck. But we'll try to trophy here. Anything could happen. Okay, we found a game. We'll play first. We'll play the Pigeon into the Pastry and Citizen. It's a great starting hand. Ooh, okay. Attack of the Ratbirds. Actually, play another Pigeon here. Swing down Pastry. And potentially be hitting him for 3 in the air each turn. Well, if he gives that counter, we won't. Let's see what we draw off Pastry. Here's where I think we slam down the card now. We can threaten activation and maybe get more damage in. Blue-white. It looks like he has a very scary blue-white deck. Aerialist into Spinner is good. If he has any way to put counters on Aerialist. He's hovering our Caracals. If he attacks with the Aerialist, we absolutely will trade it for the Caracals. I'm assuming in blue-white he's going to have ways to put modified onto Aerialist and give it flying. And I think he has come to the same conclusion. We'll play this first so that we can preserve our planes. Zan back. Pigeon. We get that swamp. That swamp down. Get a pigeon back out. There it is. We do have enough mana at this point, thanks to Zan, to spend Mothwing Shroud, getting rid of the Aerialist. I'm actually going to put the counter on the Tidal Spinner, though. One, two, three. So I guess we attack with the Pigeon and the Caracals here. No, he's got mana open, so I think it's just the Pigeon. I guess we can see what we draw off Gallant Citizen first. Does look good. He has something instant speed. I'm assuming it's draw and surveil and connive. And Qoneus is a great draw. We have the swamp to play him. Not this turn, but This looks like it'll just be... We attack with Pigeon. And we could threaten activation with Caracal, but then we can't play the Pigeon out. I guess if he has a counter to put on Erroneus, he'll kill it. I'll make a 3/3 flyer. Yeah, if we put him on that, we probably should have not attacked with the Pigeon. That was a misplay. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we get one more land, we can play Qoneus on his Erroneus, so let's just pass here. I think the correct thing to do was actually no attacks there and play out Pigeon, or maybe even higher play, use Mothling Shroud on one of his creatures. Pre-combat. Margot is another scary target for lifelink counters, but we have quite a bit of food. We need to worry about board state, not life. Just Qoneus on Margot. And hopefully he takes his counters from Costume Closet and again so we exile Margot. And he dumps them all into Wonder Weave Erroneus, tries to make like a Voltron 5/5. Could have protection and connive here. If he does, he at least gets rid of a playable from his hand, and we will have backup Mothling Shroud. Protection counter. I think he'll just eat with Margot, right? At this point. Could put it on Argear and try to swing for what, 12 damage this turn? But realistically, he's probably deciding between the Erroneus and Margot. Erroneus has War 2, but Margot is going to double the damage done for every 1/1 counter placed on her. Ref! Oh my goodness. If we had one more land, we'd be in so much trouble. I mean, we're in quite a bit of trouble as it stands. There's a principal ref of our own. I think we'll probably use it to get Clutter Cluster back. Attack with the Caracal here, threaten activation, and and web back Clutter Cluster if he doesn't block. He does block though, so we'll spend this 3 mana. It won't prevent us from playing Mothwing Shroud. So goodbye, Ref. It's gonna be too much damage, even at 15 life. He can make that Voltron now, but he can only spend 1 modified counter from Costume Closet turn, and if he swings out at us, we can then web Clutter Cluster, gain life, make reach creatures, and be happy about our situation. Does sit back and chill. That is somewhat expected. If we played Principal Ref right now, we could threaten to attack with a 5/4, and then he has to trade his Aerialist for Zan, unless he has something. I guess he would need anything. So what are we doing here? Qoneus has nothing, so we can attack with it. We can attack with Zan as well. Trade for his 3/3, but that may be okay. I think if he eats a 1/1, that's alright. So this looks a little funky, but I think he's going to want to block Qoneus so we can't web it back. He doesn't. We lose the 1/1, but now Clutter Cluster can get back Qoneus, and Qoneus another thing. Plus we'll get this Puff Pastry in our hand. Well, he won't die actually, so the Puff Pastry goes to exile. Three, 5. I guess we'll keep the land in hand for now. What, Data Scrubber? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not playing Data Scrubber and Ref anyways. Now he's got his Voltron. Make it into a 5/5. Okay, 5/5 and pass. Qoneus can't afford to play the ward here, so let's do that. I presume he has some type of protection. Either counterspell, draw a card, yep. Or the hexproof. No attacks. turn. It might have been better to actually play Free Strider Aces and Ref before Qoneus anyways. Even if we didn't know for sure he had a big old counter spell. And now that I said that out loud, that sounds very much like the play. 4, 3 mana. Let's hope it does not lose us the game. Ooh, it looks like it very well. Very maybe. Okay, I don't think he should be attacking here. Ref plus terrific team up. It's going to be cool. Could bring Gallant Citizens back. 3-4. We make a 3-4. And a 3-2. Let's be patient here, I guess. Let's return. Citizen. I'm afraid if I hit cancel at this point, it won't let me put the counters down. And we'll slam 3 Strider Aces. And walks. Yikes, another one of Reef Aerials. Dang, this guy's deck is crazy. I really wish we had played better. I think we did have a shot in this game. Can we pay for this in Ward? Yes, we can. We don't need to, though. Two, 3. Okay, terrific team up. Target our aces. Clutter Cluster. And we could kill his Mob Lookout. Or we could let it live and kill his Bargain Spinner that's going to trade. No, I think we want to kill his 5/5, right? We can do that. +1, that's 6 damage. this is just Sunlit Valley defense. Just the mob lookout survives. Phew, what a play. What did we get? What was the value off that? So we lost Clutter Cluster and Ref, so -3. But we killed 4 for 3. Desperation draw. Nice to see. So we have 6 creatures. He has 1 blocker, 5 get through. He has 2 blockers. He can't play that this turn though. So if we swing out, he blocks 2, he blocks 2. Attack for 2, 4, 5, 6. He lives, but not if we spread counters around. Right, so 2 damage in the air. And then blocks 2, 3 get through. He's dead. Oh no, literal misclick. We are trying our best to lose, like, at every single opportunity we have to win, and this guy's deck is good. I think we just swing out here. I think it's best to draw a card. This and we'll draw another card off Snark. Okay, focus. Focus. 3 blockers. We have 4 attackers. It's very possible he stabilizes. Except that. Oh, I guess we're seeing the draw here. If he has something. Okay, that could potentially just be a land. Phew. Okay, let's move the ref. Strider. Essentially showing him free cards. We've won, I feel like, twice now. And click attack. Oh my goodness. This is, I think, the most embarrassing win we've had in quite a while. Let's look at the aerials. Okay, so his deck very scary. Bargain Spinner did not fetch anything though. Does he? not have Mothwing Shroud? Or not Mothwing Shroud. Does he not have Hiding Mundanity? Remember, he has the 5-mana counter. He does have bounce. Those are good things to keep in mind. 1, 2, 3, 4 Wonder Weave Erroneus. So do we add a Temple Trap for his big boys? Or do we just kind of try and push through and avoid the ward? I think that's what we do. We are on the play though. I think really the only swap available to us is a Temple Trap for a Data Scrubber. In both directions, we could add a Data Scrubber, remove a Temple Trap, or add a Temple Trap, remove a Data Scrubber. This is a fabulous starting hand. Let's take it. I mean, Clutter Cluster we would like to end-web, but we may very well end-web it later. If we can get an attack in with a 2-3, then we can send it back to our hand with land. Play the Clutter Cluster out here. The Wonder Weave Erroneus. Which is no surprise. What did we see? 3 or 4 last match? Didn't even draw through his entire deck. We should not be scared here. We should attack with both. If he pumps and eats the pigeon, we send the pigeon back and get lands. Or we could just play the Data Scrubber. Are we that scared? I guess yes, he has a lot of those cards, so I think we just have to put him on the draw and connive. As much as you like to play Zan here. That is a lot of lands. Wow, maybe counterspell? Kind of hope he attacks here. I would love to attack with a Clutter Cluster, but he's gonna eat it, right? He's not gonna think that we have the +4/+4. Did we even show +4/+4 last match? I don't think we did. So I don't think we can even bluff that without him having knowledge of it. So we'll attack with the pigeon. We will web with down. Play a plane. We'll fetch a slant within Qoneus. Play a plane. Pigeon right back out there. And we still have our ball. We can figure out a way to get Clutter Cluster tapped. We don't have support appearance, unfortunately. So Clutter Cluster is going to need to find an attack somewhere. Doesn't look very possible if he's going to play again. Okay, we'll play out a citizen. See what we draw. He's not gonna throw a lot there. There's another pigeon. Is Darval doing anything if we slam him down? I don't think so. I think we just played the pigeon. End turn. We'll sack our food. End of his turn, likely. Wow, okay. 5/5. 3-turn air clock. Until we gain life with food. Then we'll have 16, but if he gets any more counters, then it's still going to be pretty short air clock for us. And a pastry. Wow. So he will make his web weaver, his wonder weave arrows into a 6/6. That's going to be out of range of our artifact removal. What is it called? Temple trap. Notably. Actually spreads the love here. 6/7 is a big attack. Ooh, we will have an opportunity here to web Darval on Clutter Cluster, so that's nice. I think we have to block 6/7 with the Gallant Citizen. And then it's not worth double blocking with Clutter Cluster and Data Scrubber because we need Clutter Cluster to live. He'll definitely kill that. 11, and we can't take 11, so do we kill a 3/4 or a 4/3? We go 4/3. This is also connive and draw one card, because if you put a 1/1 counter on, we would still kill it. We attack with at least one pigeon, right? We're not that soft. Oh, we'll have reach creatures too, right? So what will we have? 4 power, 5, 6. I guess we chill with the pigeons. Does the Data Scrubber stay? Six mana, 2. I think it does. Can he counter this? If he can, he wins. Well, I guess the web already happened. Can he counter? 3, 6. We have connive, but I think we probably play the land. Oh no, we can't. What am I saying? Go grab the Gallant Citizen. Play it. This is where I guess he can maybe counter. We should have attacked with a pigeon and we could have webbed this turn. Ooh, we are not playing tight. I think it's going to go to game 3. When we drafted this deck, we thought it was horrible, but kind of looking at how the turns have played out, real mana efficient. And vomited cards onto the field that do affect the board and gained life and drawn us cards. It's been, I think, pretty nice, and I think we've really struggled more so with playing than with drafting here. So this needs to happen. And I don't think we can actually double block because we need Pigeon to attack for clutter clusters and web. Definitely sack that blue token end of his turn. That is this game. Okay. See, play better, I think, is the short of it. No sideboard decisions to be made here, really. Get back into it. 2 tigers or lions. Threw me off that line has stripes. Okay, this is obviously unplayable. This is much more doable. We actually don't need that third land if we're going to play Leyline Weaver. Alright, we're going to play tight. Deposit? No Wonder Be Careless yet. We'll attack here. Just slams our ball as a vanilla 3/3. I do not believe we played Grow Extra Arms against this guy, so we potentially can get him. You could use the +1/+1 and draw. And I assume he'll bounce startle. Yep. Act like we attacked by accident. If he plays nothing, I might try and Mothling Shroud his costume closet. To be honest. Is that crazy? No, we should just hold it and use it on whatever creature he puts counters on, right? He'll still have principled referees to throw counters on stuff. Margot, okay. That is a perfectly fine Mothwing Shroud target. We haven't seen the 1 mana protection spell from him. Get out the pigeon. And we're out of gas. Okay. Remove Erroneus, we'll make a 3/3 fire, and now we can only attack with our ball. And this could potentially go bad if he has the connive and draw. Probably should have held that for Data Scrubber. Next lane we get, we'll hold. We gotta play fast. Our timer's running low as well. Yikes. Should continue to chill with the Erroneus. Notice we have a lot of in web that we could get off with the City Pigeon. Nope, no blocks. But this also makes sense, I guess, because we can always tap our way on Weaver in web. First strike. And Vigilance will go to the pigeon. This is kind of more what I expected our games to look like, as opposed to the stuff we've been doing with Clutter Cluster, Sarn, and Zon, and webbing back and forth. Now he's only on an 11 turn clock. At least he's not drawing a bunch of action, it seems, as well. We actually want the pigeon to be tapped here. He's probably holding up counter spell. I'm not sure how that interacts with the web. Will pigeon could still come back to my hand? don't think it was this opponent that had the 5-mana counter spell. But if he had that, it would be terrifying. Okay. That's not good. Or is it, actually? He just draws a card. We won't be dead this turn. He can attack 4 with Margot. 4 in the air, but we can gain life off our food token. We have another pigeon, so I don't think we chump here just yet. Kind of want to hold on as long as possible. There's that pigeon. But it's got to be Margot, and then he'll have another counter. To make that into a 5/5. So if we remove his ref, we do 3, 5, 7, 11, 12 damage. Can he counter this? If he can, we're just dead to Margot. Next turn anyways. 5, 9... 5, 7, 8. So that's going to be it. All he has to do is attack with Margot. I guess we'll bluff with 1 card in hand. But all he has to do is show us an attack, and that's it. Okay, unfortunate. We definitely could have won. Was that game 1? We just played better. But this felt like a 2-1 draft deck during the draft process. We had like no sideboarding options. But was surprisingly good. I think Terrific Team Up was terrific, and we just ended up having so much in web value off Clutter Cluster, Zon, and Sarn. The mana was definitely rough with Qoneus, but we kind of desperately needed removal. So, oh well, we'll see you in the next time.